Denny Davies, another longtime client and friend of the show, says, Chris, is your methodology for convincing doctors and medical professionals to invest in real estate transportable to other professions? If yes, what aspects?
Yes, all of it. I think that, doctors aren't alone and that they're, again, smart people, good living, kind of a thirst for knowledge and a thirst to expand. And just like I had the moment in 2015, I think everybody has that at some point where they just don't see themselves working in their current capacity for another 30 years. So if it's not doctor specific at all, it can apply to any profession, I think.
Yeah, let's dive a little bit more onto that, the thought process for doctors and not working in the future. I know you shared with me that you had I think it was a torn ligament in your wrist, right?
Hmm.
And I think that was the big thing for you because, obviously you need your hands to do all the amazing work that you do. And so I was talking with another friend of mine who is a doctor as well. And he started to tell me, he's like, what would I do if I couldn't use my hands? My wife, she's a nurse practitioner and she works in aesthetics. And so she puts Botox and fillers and Juvederm and all this good stuff. And her hands are her business. And so, if she doesn't have her hands to work, like what would she do in essence, right? Do you think that doctors worry about this potential loss of ability or desire to work? Is that a running thought often?
Probably not as much as it needs to be. No, I mean, not at all. In January, I tore a ligament in my wrist and it didn't heal. So I had surgery to reconstruct it in March, and I was in a cast for 3 months. I couldn't do any surgery. And that's, when you and I started talking, because, fortunately I had sort of built a good foundation with real estate. And then I started talking to you about how we can, collaborate and take this another step. But before this injury, I hadn't thought about that possibility at all. You kind of just, you go through your normal day and you think you're invincible. And then something like that happens and you think, well, if they can't fix this thing, then my hand's out of business and then I'm out of business. So what am I going to do? Really start to think about things.
Yeah. What would a doctor do at that point? I guess can you consult, I guess, without doing the procedures? Because the typical
Depending on your
stocks and bonds
specialty,
investment.
yeah, depending on your specialty. For me, surgery's about, it's almost half of what I do. So it would be a huge loss. And, sure, I could consult, but it would be a totally different capacity that I'm in now.
Yeah. And if you don't have assets that are contributing through all five profit centers, one of those being cash flows, the second one being tax savings or principal pay down, right? These are things in addition to inflation hedging and inflation profiting. Those are the hidden profit centers of rental property investing. The last one is, of course, home price appreciation. But if you're investing in the stock market, all you are investing for most often is just stock price appreciation. So if your day job you're not able to perform it for whatever reason, it can be really a tough spot, right? Why not take some chips off the table? Why not reallocate some of the funds that you probably have in the stock market or in bonds and put those into an asset class that can perform for five profit centers, can build up income and isn't just so dependent on speculative appreciation?